Two assassination attempts in the last 2 months. Being a politician is becoming a dangerous game. Again, I mean, it was always pretty dangerous. Up until 40 or 50 years ago, this stuff was common. I mean, if you were a politician or a leader of a political movement in the 60s and there wasn't at least a plot to assassinate you, were you even trying to make black people equal? It's still very common in lots of other countries, assassinations, coups, sham elections, but it looks like America saw all that and said, hold my Bud Light.
You gonna take the whole thing down?
Well, not Bud Light because, they're gay now.
Bud Light.
But hold my heterosexual Bud Light equivalent, whatever that is. Whatever it is, you can guarantee that it goes pretty good with a couple oxys. But here, in the year of our Lord 2024, with as many assassination attempts in the last calendar year as Marvel movies, I think it's time that the left admits that they do have a couple of dangerous extremists on their side, and unequivocally admit it as well. Not dodge it like, okay, yeah, we have some, but theirs are worse, or pivoting to how the far right is the most dangerous threat. You guys have your own. Just admit it. If you want examples, just take a look at the 20th century. Before I keep going here, let me know who you think has more dangerous extremists, the left or the right, in the comments section below. First off, we have to talk about the media coverage. Sure, the media is talking about the second attempt on Trump, but I have to say it seems lacking the energy they'd have if it was the other way around. What if the assassination attempt was the other way around? Even if it was still just another former Democratic president, what do you think it would look like? What if it was Obama? Do you think that the media would be talking about anything else? Now, imagine there was an attempt on Kamala. What does the media look like in light of that event? How many times do you think in the weeks after you would hear the words racism, misogyny, or people talking about right-wing extremism? If it was a drinking game, you'd be blind. And they certainly wouldn't do this.
An assassination attempt would be huge news in any race. This isn't even the first one. We also had a debate last week. What is all that doing to the polls? Well, this is a Sky poll tracker and actually fairly steady for Harris, even though we've had some of the most recent polls following that debate.
Can you imagine them coldly talking about poll results after the second attempt on Kamala? Then there was Tom Nichols, who wrote in The Atlantic that no other president has used an assassination attempt the way Trump has. Okay, I am going to have to agree with you a bit there. Trump is handling his assassination attempt in a very Trumpy way. But it was two assassination attempts. If two people tried to kill you this summer, you'd probably bring it up at a couple barbecues, Tom. One of the reasons the media coverage is so bad is that every time some sort of violent act happens that the media can pin on Republicans, they do. If someone blows up an abortion clinic, you can guarantee they are going to show you clip after clip of Trump saying that there are late-stage abortions or even post-birth executions. They will state forcefully that the rhetoric espoused by these politicians, Trump specifically, directly led to the incident. So it makes it really hard for them after two assassination attempts to say why, because they've already said that political rhetoric directly leads to violent acts. They've painted themselves into a corner. There is nothing else they can do but a total reset. Okay, guys, we used some dirty tricks in the past. We said that certain thinkers, journalists, and politicians were directly responsible for the actions of crazy people who committed atrocious acts, and used this reasoning to justify calling for their silence. But we'd like a do-over. It's not our fault, so maybe it's not theirs either. The left wing for years has been downplaying its own assholes. Antifa, not a real thing.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you gotta be
not
kidding.
malicious.
Then, when they can't deny that they do actually exist, well, they're just anti-fascists, so that's good. Even if what they do is try to silence people who don't share their opinions, try to get books they don't like banned, or use violence against people who disagree with them. I mean, When you think about it, that sounds kind of fascist. This is their go-to move. Something just doesn't exist, even if you see it, they just tell you it doesn't exist, and then when it can't be denied anymore, well, of course it exists, because it's good. It's a good thing. BLM is an organization of pure good. They are above criticism. You can't criticize them. That would make you racist. Even if they've taken in billions of dollars in donations, call themselves Marxists, and use that money to buy mansions. That's right, mansions, plural. So, what's the answer? Well, I'm glad you asked. Both parties have to stop presenting every issue as if it's a battle of good versus evil. It's not. These are just policy issues. A senator not voting in favor of an infrastructure bill doesn't make him racist. A governor adding legislation that supports trans people doesn't mean they want to erase all women. Sometimes these things are more complicated. Trump saying that Haitian immigrants are eating cats doesn't mean that, well, no, I'm pretty sure he meant that one.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
This article from the Washington Post has a sneaky headline. It seems to imply that they understand that violence is a problem. However, after briefly mentioning the second assassination attempt, they write about Trump and Vance's claims about the previously mentioned cat eating for 3 paragraphs. They talk about how those claims by Trump and Vance resulted in bomb threats and the terrorizing of that town in Ohio, but then later on, they admit that the bomb threats came in from calls that were made from overseas. And the point is, they are specifically downplaying the fact that bad things said about Trump have an impact on his safety, while in the same breath saying that things said by Trump directly have an impact on other people's safety. And it can't be both ways. Either everyone has to turn the temperature down, or no one does. And personally, I want to live in a world where you can say that Trump is a threat to democracy. But I also want to live in a world where Trump can say that Haitian immigrants eat cats. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what I do and you want to support it, I'm going to put my PayPal link in the description. You can donate as little or as much as you want. Don't feel obligated. I'm just putting it out there. But if you like the video, please like and subscribe. That's free, and I really appreciate it. It helps me out. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.